Hello, soul sister. Welcome to another episode of Midlife Love Out Loud. I'm so excited because I have Deborah Kagan in the house. Hi, Deborah. So good to have you here.
Oh my gosh, I am so glad to be with you. I'm really glad we've connected.
Oh, so cool. So cool. All right, get this. She's a mojo recovery specialist. And whenever I hear of mojo, I can't help but think of Mojo Rising.
Yeah.
So cool. So let me tell you a little bit about Deborah. She is a speaker, an author, a mentor, and as I said, mojo recovery specialist, supporting you to conquer self-doubt and indecision and to step into your full power and live a turned on life. Yes, she's the creator of the Rock Your Mojo programs, author of Find Your Me Spot. I freaking love that name. Find Your Me Spot, 52 ways to reclaim your confidence, feel good in your own skin, and live a turned on life. And she also hosts her own podcast called The Real Undressed Rock Star.
Yes. Hello, fellow rock star.
Oh, so good. So good. Okay. I just want to just dive right in. First of all, what is your definition of mojo? Because, hey, that's your jam. What's mojo?
Absolutely. Mojo is your life force. It is the energy that is within you. You were born with it. You never lose it. It is within everything in the universe. It's,
Yes.
the stuff that is helping the grass to grow, the birds to fly, the bees to pollinate. I mean, mojo is life force. It is the energy behind the energy. And you could call it chi, you could call it ki, prana, you can call it, sexual energy. It is all life force. I like to call it mojo.
Love it. Love it. And as we know, if we're not connected to life force or mojo, there can be a high price we're paying for sure. And here we are talking to women that are in their second half of their life and they're wanting to have extraordinary love. And a lot of them are feeling that doubt. They're feeling that disconnection. So before we go into how to reconnect to mojo, I would love for you to share how you got into this, because you shared about this moment in your kitchen and waking up and shifting and getting on purpose with your mojo.
Yeah, there is that fun story that is on my website. So I won't go into all those details, but really, it was for me, there was a moment of where I felt that I had, quote, lost my mojo. I felt like I was disconnected from what I knew was possible about being a woman. That a woman who's like so in her feminine, still in her power, one who's super juicy, like loves being sensual just for her. Forget about, a partner at this point, but just to enjoy it for yourself. I had separated from that. And, and that I discovered that at the end of a marriage. And this was many, many years ago at this point. But so from that moment, I said, look, I know what I'm feeling inside is possible. I had no clue how to get there. And through seeking out teachers and mentors and really investing in myself and spending the time, I basically discovered how to become an embodied, fully mojolicious woman. And I realized that there's really a rhythm to keeping it and cultivating it. And so it was through my own journey, and it was through my own season of discontent, if you will, that led me to, self-preservation, frankly, and really self-reinvention. And then, other women started to ask, and I had numerous epiphanies that it was time for me to be able to support women in this way. And so this has been my major path now for, almost 2 decades.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And I also love the Mojolicious because we want to feel that deliciousness. I mean, that's the thing. It's like life is meant to be lived out loud. That's why it's midlife love out loud. And when we're not connected, there is that challenge. There is that feeling of what not plugged in. And I heard you talking about getting reconnected and plugged in, but I also heard you say there's cultivating it. There's staying connected. So perhaps maybe give us some tips on how to even start, because a lot of women that are wanting to put themselves out there, we talk about this. We're like, we got to do the inside work. We've got to connect to our inner soulmate and to reconnect to our juiciness.
Mm-hmm.
But if a woman is really feeling like, yeah, I don't even know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
I've had this journey and I feel so disconnected to my truth, to my heart, to my passion. Where do you start?
Well, look, wherever you are, there you are. That is one of the things that I talk about all the time, because so often we hear, and this, from men as well, but particularly from women, like, oh, when I, get this, or when I do that, or, oh, I'm just going to go on vacation, or I'm going to go over here and everything will be different. No, wherever you are, there you are. So yes, I love that you are on the same train and banging the same drum of, hey, it's an inside job, right? Because my grandmother, who was my everything, and so much of really who I am and what I do is based on everything she taught me, but she used to tap me on the chest, right? Before I had actual breasts. and then even after puberty, it was sort of like tapping on the top of the chest there. But she would say, she was the only one who could call me Debbie, but she would say, Debbie, dear, remember, be beautiful from the inside out. Be beautiful from the inside out. And I was like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but all right, she's saying it. She was, the big everything in my life. And so what I realize now as an adult, and now as doing the work that I do and share in the world with creating and cultivating mojo, it is about igniting and shining your mojo from the inside out. That is called being beautiful from the inside out, because it's your inner light. So to get back to you saying, okay, hey, how, where, what do we start? I think it's probably a good idea to talk about the 4 pillars of mojo. And this is the system that I created because specifically you can start in any of those 4 pillars. You see, you're at the center of the 4 pillars. So imagine, these beautiful ancient temples, right? That you see in, Rome and in Greece and all the rest of this, right? I mean, they might have many, many, many columns and pillars, but if you look at the simple ones, it's a 4-pillar structure. And some of those pillars are standing to this day, thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So if you have a solid 4-pillar structure, you're going to be okay and withstand almost anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably not going to withstand death. If you do, let me know. I want to, I want to learn from you. But
let's market that, right?
Right? I mean, there's a lot of anti-aging things out there, but I don't know. So I think, for the listeners to just really like hungrily listen right now. And as I share these 4 pillars, tap into yourself and consider which one is most kind of off track for you. And whatever one that is, that's the one to dive into right away, because that will be your immediate fastest track to connecting with your mojo. You absolutely need to be connected to all 4 of them. All right. But the beautiful thing about this is no matter when you're feeling off or disconnected, you can always just turn and position yourself towards one of them, and that will get the ball rolling. Right.
Love
and then it will open up the others. So
Makes
mojo, a good, good 4-letter word. So the M is all about mindset. Right? We got to get our heads screwed on straight in order to really have what I call a mojo-licious life. Now, that means loving, having an accurate knowing of who you are. Now, when we're stuck in the grit, when we're stuck in our shadow, when we're stuck in the fear and the worry and the doubt, that's very challenging. But there's so many ways to be able to transform your mindset. One of the ways that I love to do it, and I always share with my clients, is something called an eye-gazing mirror technique. To really have a moment with yourself, okay? Because we're going to brush our teeth at least, hopefully once a day. I mean, hopefully more than that, but at least once a day, right? So you're going to be looking at yourself in the mirror. Maybe it's brushing your teeth. Maybe it's putting on mascara. Maybe it's just, scrubbing off your makeup at night, whatever it might be. And if you take a moment and actually look into your eye, like really look in your eye, and you just simply say, hello, and pause, there will be a moment that you're going to see the you behind the physical you. All right. And this is your light. This is your energy. This is your mojo. And once you begin to relate to that part of yourself, your mindset is going to shift. It's going to start to shift away from, oh God, look at that cellulite again. Oh, geez, my tummy's a little poochy today, or, more poochy. Oh, I'm so bloated, or, whatever else it's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get this, thing done right, or I screwed up with the kid, or, blah, blah, blah. So getting your mindset on point is the first thing.
So huge. I just wanted to say the mirror work I was just talking to my clients last night, because I have this group that I run, and I was saying, I catch myself in the mirror sometimes, and there are those moments, but I catch them, and I was like, whoop, there it is. And I stopped. And if there was a fly on the wall, it would be like, what the frig is she doing? And I just was looking at myself, and I'm just like, I love you. And I spent time looking in my eyes and just connecting to my heart and just talking to my heart and how beautiful I am, and to undo oh, I'm getting older, and, just to rewire and to bring back and to build up and to tap in. And I had a friggin' great day.
Yes.
But that was that moment that I captured, and I spotted it. So I want to just underline, that's huge. How we think about everything shifts everything. And if we want to tap into our alignment and connect to that pillar, yeah, it's so huge.
Absolutely.
Completely.
And the foundation of all the work that I've ever done in my professional world is that everything is energy. So the foundation of it all is everything is energy. And so your thoughts, right, are things. And those thoughts become the words we speak, which then those words we speak become the actions we take or we don't take. And I love that you said, you caught yourself, because one of the other things that I do all day long is I flirt with myself.
Yeah.
Walk past the mirror and I'll be like, hey, babe.
Me too.
Yeah, right?
I'm constantly like, hey, baby.
Yeah.
Looking good, having a good day.
Exactly. So, because that just shifts the energy, and flirting is super fun and high vibration.
Fun. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the M. So that's the first thing, mindset. We got to get our head screwed on straight, because not only is our inner dialogue just whack, basically, but and we're getting that also from society and whatever family you grew up with and culture. And so there's all of that dialogue which is stuck in there, which really lives in the subconscious, which needs to get reprogrammed so that you can access more of your mojo.
And then we get it reinforced by the social media and things like that. So I always say we're kind of swimming upstream a little bit, but we can undo it, because that unconscious programming is there and we can rewire. So we're right on the same page here.
Yes,
beautiful.
Exactly. So M is the first pillar. Then there's O of mojo, right? So the first O, that is called the oracle. All right. So the oracle is your body. It's your life below the neck. So we've got mindset, life above the neck. And then we've got the oracle. I call the body the oracle because an oracle knows everything. And your body knows everything.
Body doesn't lie.
The body doesn't lie. The body holds all the secrets. The body has every bit of information from all of your experiences layered into it. Some of them are good. Some of them are not so great. Some of them are just neutral in between. But the thing that happens, and this is why we believe, and you listening might believe that you've lost your mojo, is because the negative and the traumatic and the challenging experiences that you've been through, if you have not shifted the energetic of it, you could have gone through therapy for lots of years. I'm a pro therapy person. However, if you do not shift the somatic and the bodily experience of whatever that trauma is, it is laying in there and it is hardened and calcified depending on how long ago it was. And your natural mojo is trying to move through your system, but it's getting stuck on this hardened, calcified bit called trauma.
Yeah, you're singing my song. Exactly. And then there's that battle. It's like we want to feel vibrant. We want to connect to that mojo, but then there's this stuck crap that's like spilled all over that shining light inside. Yeah.
So the oracle, it's about becoming embodied within the oracle. And the more that you do connect with your mojo, and you know what, this also goes back to mindset, because it's about telling yourself it is okay, it is safe, and it's now time for me. I have permission to get into and live in this beautiful one rental vehicle that you've been given. It's a rental vehicle. That's it. Right? I mean, it's a human suit, and we don't know, like I say rental vehicle because we have no idea how long the lease is for, but you know, this is what's driving you around for your life.
Yeah.
And and if you're hovering basically above, which I have gone through trauma. I grew up in a home of domestic violence. I was raped the first time I had sex. You know, there was a lot of stuff that was, you know, kind of layered in this particular body. But I am here to share, and I really believe this is such a huge part of my mission on this planet, is to support you ladies who have gone through similar experiences to recognize you can have pleasure. You can live a turned on life. You can enjoy your body. You can have autonomy and power over your body. And so the oracle is about turning in and really becoming one in your body so that you fully take up space, so that you feel delicious in your skin, you know, and that gives you this confidence where you can do and be and ask for anything.
Exactly. And when you're tapped into that, that's what you want to bring to that first date. You don't want to be going on that first date with that way down, that volume way down. You want to be tapped in, so it doesn't matter what goes on with that person, that you're just showing up and having that light moving through you and feeling great about it. All right. What do we got for Jay?
So Jay, it's actually perfect segue. You're talking about going on the date. Jay is all about joining with the different roles that you play in life, because you are not just like your work, and you're not just being a mom or, you know, a single person or a daughter or whatever. But most of us have, you know, really siphoned and shrunken into kind of one or two roles, and mostly it's a career role. Let's face it. Most women just live like 90% of the time in that role. But there's an artist in you probably, or, you know, maybe it's a dancer, maybe it's a yogi, maybe it's an adventurer, maybe it's a nature girl, maybe it's a gardener, maybe it's a, you know, a sports enthusiast. I mean, there's just so many different roles, because women are 31 flavors and then some. Okay? So we have all these different facets, but at some point along the way, somebody said, oh, that's not for you. Oh, don't be silly. You shouldn't do that. Or definitely don't be, you know, don't be a sassy, sensual, you know, a live woman. Oh, you're going to be called a slut, right? So there's all of these other pieces that are part of you innately that have either been shoved into a corner, put in a closet, put under a rug for whatever reasons.
Yeah.
But then you get to midlife, and there's this part of you going, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Right? Like, where am I?
Yeah.
So the joining with the different roles that you play is about becoming connected to, discovering, really befriending these different roles so that you can be fully self-expressed.
Yes.
Right. And when you are self-expressed, you're not hiding anything. There's no fear. So for instance, I love that you brought up going on a date. So when you go on the date, if you happen to be going on one after work and you're coming straight from work, you're going to have to do a little bit of like shifting the vibe, because I mean, if you're wanting a polarized dynamic connection with your partner, no matter if, you know, heterosexual or not, somebody's got to be the more of the yang masculine energy, and someone's going to be the more yin feminine energy. The women that I work with, and so I'm gathering a lot of your audience as well, probably naturally and innately resonates more with the feminine energy as their natural source. And so if that's the case in your personal relationship, that's where you want to live most often. But if you're showing up to the date in your professional role, it ain't sexy, ladies.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. And a lot of women, especially in the second half of life, they have let go of relationships, divorce, and lost spouses, and they've learned to take care of themselves. They've learned how to handle everything themselves. So they have the career, and now it's like, I don't need a man and I'm strong by myself.
Yes.
And that is not going to allow that juiciness to
Yeah.
flow and connect on that date if they
But
come in
here,
like,
but
I don't need anything.
yeah, but here's what I will say, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's super sexy when you are a strong, capable, can take care of yourself woman
Totally.
who also
Yeah.
is deeply feminine.
Absolutely.
That,
Absolutely.
that is a super attractor.
Agreed.
Super attractor. And I mean, I've interviewed many men. I've, professionally, I've talked to lots of men over the years. Like, this is a super attractor.
Yeah.
So
totally
that
agree.
is, that's the joining with the different roles, when you can really fluff out and really be embodying all of the different facets of you, and really, and knowing when to utilize which one, because you also don't always want to use your personal role, or you don't always want your artist showing up, or you don't always want your adventurer showing up. However,
Love
when
it.
you do, right, it's good to know how to access them.
Exactly.
So
Beautiful.
the last O, that final O of Mojo, is the oasis. And this is all about turning your space, your home, your office, your environment into an oasis that is filled naturally with the Mojo life force, so that it can fuel you and you don't have to be depleted. This is about creating a space that is stress-free, that really excites you, and that is a really beautiful reflection of your truth. So these 4 pillars are, like I said, they go perfectly together. They are not rocket science. You've probably heard these things before. However, when you actually use them in connection in this 4-pillar Mojo way and these principles, you will access and have your Mojo most of the time. See, yeah. I say most of the time because I do not believe in 100% of the time.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's important that we have moments of shadow, that we have moments of, conscious sort of downtime. There are upsets. We are still in a human experience. And I think anyone who says, oh, you're going to have this all the time, like BS, you are not. And so to give yourself the grace and the room to
be human.
Thank you. To be human. And I always say, like, look, if you're going to go through the stuff, then like 24, 48 hours max. After that, you get into indulgence. Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
So, like I say, we can rock our mojo 98% of the time.
I love it. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because people are constantly going, how do I get rid of this? How do I get rid of this? Which is also putting it more into shadow, as if there's something bad inside of us. Yeah. If we could just go, sometimes I hurt, or sometimes I slip, or sometimes I'm not in alignment with those 4 pillars, and be aware of it, then we could bounce back so much faster. And I love the fact that you were like, at some point it's indulgence versus, okay, I'm experiencing this. Yeah. Let me be with this. Let me look at this. Which pillar do I need to connect to? And then tap in and turn on.
Yes. And, the thing, and I know we don't have enough time to deeply go into this, but there is incredible value. Am I allowed to curse on this?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure. I want to be respectful of that.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I said friggin' before, but go for it.
Okay. I was like, no, but there is incredible value. And I tell my ladies this all the time. I'm like, when you're in the shit pit, be in the shit pit, because there's intense value in being in the shit pit. But when you, like you said, if you deny it, if you fight it, if you push against it, it's only going to rear its head some other place in time. And it's only going to get more, frankly, loud or annoying. Yeah. So when you're going through that, go through it. There is something there. And it's so incredibly valuable, because we're not encouraged, nor are we taught to embrace the shadow. And those parts are incredibly juicy. And those parts will free you from the shackles that have been keeping you playing small, keeping you in worry and doubt, and will absolutely unleash so much more of your mojo.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, sister, you have a really great gift to offer this sister. You want to share about it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's a great video series. It is super simple. It actually goes into more detail about those 4 pillars. So it's the 4 principles of rocking your mojo. And there's a short video for each of the pillars. You're going to learn about the 3 dangerous mindsets, which, by the way, we all have. You're never going to get rid of them, but it's really important to learn what they are and how to work with them. Then you're going to learn about, in the Oracle video, how to tap into your well of mojo that is literally in your body right now. And it's a 1-minute exercise that you can do anywhere, anytime, because all you need is you. And you'll learn about how to connect.
I'm just thinking batteries included. Wherever you are, there you are.
This is one you could do in public. So yeah.
That's true.
So then, you'll learn about how to really connect with those roles, in case you're like, that sounds cool, but I don't know how to do it. And then with the Oasis, you will learn about the most important area in everyone's home, that is the gateway to welcome more mojo into your life. So I highly encourage you to go check out that video series. They're all literally under 4 minutes each, because I know we all have full lives, but they're bite-sized and they are packed with transformation for you.
Oof. Beautiful, amazing. We'll put the link in the show notes. This was so cool for 2 major reasons. One is the way you presented and the 4 pillars and being able to tap into those energies. It just brilliant, brilliant work. And the other reason I love what you are sharing is I'm a shadow worker. So, you talking about these pillars and embracing the body and not thinking we have to get to this perfection, this place of it's gone, but to actually drop in and feel it and feel the deliciousness of the rawness of being a human being sometimes, and the gold that's there. There's so much gold to mine that we miss out on because we're shaming those aspects. So I love that you touched on all of that. And I just think you're brilliant, and thrilled that you spent some time with us today. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. All right, Soul Sister, that is our episode for today. Remember, if you haven't liked or subscribed to our station, please do. That's how we get to spread the word. Think of a soul sister that might need this message, that may not be tapped into one of those pillars, and let her know about this. And until we meet again, mwah!